Alright guys, welcome back to another exercise execution video today with PB Fitness Academy. We're going to be taking you through a block bulk deadlift. So, this is going to reduce the range of motion to focus on a specific part of that lift. Okay, so usually we can use this in bodybuilding for hypertrophy if we want to just focus on our back using a hip hinge. This is going to take a lot less stress on the hamstrings because we're not going to be going into that deep range of motion. So, if you want to use it with just a normal conventional deadlift as well, it's a great way to do that for powerlifting, to improve that part of the lift, to get really strong on that lockout as well. So, the way we set up is always the same for any type of pull. It's always going to be the same unless stated otherwise by a coach for a specific reason, which will usually be for hypertrophy. But yeah, for this type of movement, we want to make sure we stay exactly the same as a conventional deadlift, so make sure you watch that video for all the specific cues on that lift. So, I'm going to set up as normal and I'll talk about what I'm thinking about. So, feet shoulder width apart, placing all of the weight internally. I'm thinking about driving through my heels, even though my feet are still flat for stability. Then as I go down, I want to stand about an inch away from the bar, but as I go down, my knees slightly bend so that the shins are actually touching the bar. And they want to stay in contact with the bar throughout. You want to be pulling it up your shins, up the front of your leg, because if it goes in front, it's going to pull you out of position. Then we establish our hand grip, okay? We want to make sure that it's as close as possible without disrupting our knees, because the hips is what generates the most power. So we want to stay in that position and stay nice and comfortable there. So I go down into position, pull my hands in until I feel nice and comfortable there. I want to lock up my triceps to make sure that there's nothing going through my bicep. We don't want any bicep tears. Then I make sure I'm in neutral spine, nice and strong, driving through the heel and then driving up and locking up my hips as I come past my knees. As the bar travels past my knees, that's when you start to push your hips through. Same as you go down, you keep your knees in that position, no bend in the knees until you get past your knees. Once the bar travels past your knees, you start to bend the knee down, keeping your back neutral, but back nice and straight throughout, okay? So one more time, driving through the heels, and then past my knees and hips through, okay? Don't lean back at the top like that, make sure you stay neutral, nice and strong, and then down and bend the knees as you go past, okay? So, a little variation I'm going to show you as well is just using as an RDL, so you're not going to do any bending in the knees as the bar travels below the knee. There's no more bending, so we're actually keeping more of a fixed position throughout, okay? So, into that position ready. My knees would normally be bent now with a normal conventional lift, but I'm actually doing this as an RDL, so it's a lot more straighter, just a slight bend in the knee throughout. Now get in that position, breath in, tight core, and then drive up, keep the bar tight, and squeeze. And slow, watch carefully now, as the bar goes past my knee this time, I don't bend the knee further, and down like that. So, if you've got any questions, make sure you head over to pbfitnessacademy.com. If not, get in touch with the coach directly, they'll be happy to help anytime. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.